He's a genius on the pitch and a menace off it. A player who could score the impossible and shock the world with his actions. Love him or hate him, you cannot ignore Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez is a name that divides opinion like no other. He's the player who delivers jaw-dropping moments of brilliance, yet his career has been overshadowed by controversy. From his dazzling goals to the infamous biting incidents, Suarez has been both the hero and the villain in football's grandest drama. But who is the man behind the headlines? How did a boy from the streets of Salto, Uruguay, rise to become one of the greatest strikers of all time? This is not just the story of Suarez the footballer. It's the story of Suarez the survivor, the fighter, and the flawed genius. Brace yourself as we delve into the rollercoaster life of Luis Suarez, a man who redefined football and left the world both awestruck and outraged. Luis Suarez was born in Salto, Uruguay, a small city where dreams of football greatness often feel out of reach. Raised in poverty, Suarez's journey to the top was anything but easy. As a child, he played barefoot on dusty streets, using whatever he could find as a ball. But even then, there was something extraordinary about him, a relentless hunger to win. When Suarez's family moved to Montevideo, his life changed. He joined Nacional's youth academy, but his fiery temperament almost cost him everything. Coaches remember a young Suarez who fought for every ball, sometimes too aggressively. But beneath the raw edges lay a diamond in the rough. At 19, he caught the eye of scouts from Europe, earning a move to Groningen in the Netherlands. It was here that Suarez began to show the world what he was capable of. His goals, his energy, and his never-say-die attitude turned heads. Yet, his journey was only beginning, and so were the controversies that would come to define him. Luis Suarez's career has always been a tale of two extremes. At Ajax, he became a goal machine, scoring 111 goals in 159 games. But it wasn't just his scoring ability that stood out. It was his unrelenting passion. Suarez would fight for every ball as if his life depended on it, a trait that made him both a hero to fans and a nightmare to opponents. However, his hunger to win sometimes crossed the line. In 2010, during the World Cup quarter-final against Ghana, Suarez deliberately handled the ball on the goal line to deny Ghana a last-minute winner. He was sent off, but Uruguay won the game in a penalty shootout. To some, he was a savior. To others, a villain. Then came the infamous biting incidents, first at Ajax, then at Liverpool, and finally at the 2014 World Cup, when he bit Italy's Giorgio Chiellini. Each time, Suarez faced worldwide condemnation. Yet, even as the world criticized him, his performances on the pitch were undeniable. At Liverpool, he delivered one of the greatest individual seasons in Premier League history, nearly carrying the team to a title. His move to Barcelona cemented his place among football's elite, forming a deadly partnership with Lionel Messi and Neymar. When Luis Suarez joined Barcelona in 2014, many doubted whether he could fit into a team already dominated by Lionel Messi and Neymar. But Suarez didn't just fit in, he became the glue that held the trio together. In his first season, Barcelona won the treble, with Suarez scoring in the Champions League final against Juventus. At Barcelona, Suarez showcased the best version of himself. His goals were not just prolific, but often decisive. From acrobatic volleys to unstoppable finishes, he became the perfect striker for Barcelona's tiki-taka system. Over 6 seasons, Suarez scored 198 goals and provided countless assists, earning his place as one of the greatest players in the club's history. But what stood out most during his Barcelona years was his ability to bounce back from setbacks. Suarez seemed to channel his controversies into motivation, silencing critics with every performance. His passion, though still fiery, was now channeled into creating moments of magic rather than mayhem. In 2020, Barcelona made the shocking decision to let Suarez leave, believing he was past his prime. Hurt but undeterred, Suarez joined Atletico Madrid, and what followed was one of the greatest redemption arcs in football history. Suarez spearheaded Atletico's charge to the La Liga title in his very first season, scoring 21 goals, including crucial strikes in the final games. The image of Suarez crying on the pitch after clinching the title became iconic, a symbol of a player who refused to be written off. His success at Atletico proved that Suarez was far from finished. He wasn't just a striker, he was a fighter who thrived on proving people wrong. Once again, he showed the world that beneath the controversies lay a footballer of unmatched determination and skill. Luis Suarez's story is one of contradictions. He's a player who divided fans and united teams. His actions on the pitch sometimes brought shame, but his performances brought glory. Few players in football history have been as polarizing, and yet few have achieved as much. Suarez retires as one of the greatest strikers of all time, with over 500 career goals and countless trophies. He's won league titles, Champions League trophies, and even Copa America glory with Uruguay. Yet, what makes his story unforgettable is the human element, the flaws, the struggles, and the triumphs. In an era where football often feels sanitized, Suarez reminded us of the raw, unpredictable beauty of the game. He wasn't perfect, but that's precisely what made him unforgettable. Luis Suarez will forever be remembered not just for his goals, but for his spirit. The spirit of a player who lived for the game and gave it everything he had. Luis Suarez is a player who defied expectations at every turn. From the dusty streets of Salto to the grand stages of world football, his journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. He made us cheer, he made us gasp, and sometimes he made us furious. But through it all, he remained unapologetically himself, a player who played with his heart on his sleeve and left everything on the pitch. Love him or hate him, Luis Suarez's story is one that will be told for generations. And in the end, isn't that what makes a legend?